This will be a brief breakdown of my thoughts initially on the recent presidential debates between Biden and Trump. This is just a brief overview of my thoughts on it. I probably won't do a larger or more detailed video on this just because, simply put, I understand it's all psychological warfare, and it's designed to cultivate loosh through one's reactivity towards it. And ultimately, in the long run, it doesn't really matter. It's merely another stepping stone along the path of artificial collapse. And all of this is being engineered. People are being corralled, again, through this dialectical strategy to the synthesis. And of course, the synthesis is a new world order. A new order of the ages. However, to begin with my thoughts, what an inglorious end to the USA, well, at least to the Republic. This nincompoop, Biden, makes the government look terrible, which will ensure the prospect of a radical Great Reset looks rather attractive to the masses. Of course, we have a whole host of future calamities to seal the deal. Remember, the rulers of this world are terrorists. It is their modus operandi. The two oldest candidates ever in American history. The optics they are attempting to spin with this is almost like a literary narrative, imagery or symbolism. And that is that America is decrepit. It is the sick man of the world, and it lacks any focus or direction. The rulers have signed the death warrant of US hegemony, and power will now begin to transition to Eurasia. Moreover, the entire illusion of the Republican style of government is over. Out of a country of 350 million, it is these two that are chosen for the presidential ticket. Clearly the meaning evoked is that the American political system is an utter abject failure and hence must be reformed. The same occurred at the end of the Roman Republic, interestingly. Of course, the military structure of the Roman Republic differed significantly from the current American model. I suspect the authors of this subtle narrative, this chaos-inducing manipulation, are the same radicals that also took down Rome. Naturally, the fact that the American people are so easily divided and distracted by nonsense issues only further accelerates to the inevitable terminus of this trajectory. America and the West has this terrible situation now because they fail to acknowledge the truth, period, on all issues. This will undoubtedly lead to a protracted societal disintegration, unbridled chaos, and the total destruction of the majority's living standards, again all by design. How does one screw up everything so badly since the 1950s? Specifically, the US had the global hegemonic status and an almost paradisical society. So did the rest of the West. And then they decided doing what you want was more important than doing the right thing. And of course, this wasn't something that the masses came up with by themselves. This was something that was injected into the society, into the social milieu. Petulant and purblind lunatics. They have squandered the immeasurable treasures that were struggled for by their forefathers through the shedding of blood, the toil of sweat, and the sacrifices incomprehensible to their current cosy situations, or at least temporarily cosy situations. And look what they did with it. They established hell on earth. Such a tragic and ignoble end to such potential. But clearly the idea and spiritual energy that first created the West has fully realised its potential. It has done what it wanted to do, what it intended to do, and it is now becoming long in the tooth. It clearly needs reformation, a restructuring, be it violent or peaceful, and I suspect we find ourselves at the beginning of that. Naturally, this has all been written like a script by those who have written the most endearing of all scripts. The satyr repo tenet opera rotas. rotational human farming yet again. We are in the age of revelation, the apocalypse, the piercing of the veil. Quote, "The die has been cast. America Babylon will be destroyed soon. Instead of Russia being further split into smaller, weak republics, it will be the USA split into California, Texas, the South, the Northeast, the West, and the mid-state Rust Belt. Or it could just be the FEMA regions, but it will be split, partially destroyed, weak, and economically wasted, like Russia was after the revolution. Indeed, one cannot destroy a behemoth, a continental behemoth, like that of America. It can't be destroyed externally, that is, by any outward foe. It has to destroy itself. It has to be led into patterns of self-destructive behaviour. It has to learn to enjoy its own self-destruction, which is what we see now within the society, within the political and generally socio-political dialectic. The breakdown of relationships, the breakdown of families, the breakdown of the atomic structure of the society. All of this has led to where we are now. Of course, I wish to mention as well, with what is occurring geopolitically, specifically, again, between NATO and Russia, with Trump getting back in, if he does, and of course, with Biden looking absolutely terrible in this debate, or if it is Biden, I mean, it could be an animatronic doll or model for all we know. And I'll post a video in this. Look at the neck area. That's not normal. And of course, within this interview, Biden has appeared to be, not in the debate, in the interview I will post, Biden appears to be very sharp cognitively in this interview, which of course is totally unlike him. But yes, this could be used as fuel to bring Trump back in. And of course, as we saw with Operation Warp Speed, he was used in that capacity to bring that forward, to bring that to the fore. Again, essentially to get the Republicans to roll up their sleeves, to give them someone that they would trust. And of course, the Republicans have a higher probability of being dissidents to the system and the system's goals. Therefore, they needed someone in place that they would trust, a sort of patriarchal figure for them, and they would have a higher probability of rolling up their sleeves. The same thing may occur with this coming Great War between NATO and Russia, or NATO and the BRICS nations, or just Eurasia. And this would permit them the political clout, with Trump. It would permit them the political clout with that political and social demographic. White Republicans, white conservatives, who are more willing to go into the military, and of course of whom they want to demographically reduce, should we say. So of course you have all of this at play as well.